Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business, chatting with my very good friend, Tony Powers. You know him from italkus.com, great radio personality and great friend of this program. Tony, tell us a little bit about, what's your thoughts about what's happening in the Middle East. Obviously, this administration is just completely, I think, out of touch there as well. The crisis with ISIS. That's pretty good. The crisis with ISIS. And of course now we think that the battle, the struggle in the between Israel and Hamas is going to tone down. And sure enough, it seems hot again, back and forth. And it's one of the longest battles they've had in years. It's literally one of the longest struggles they've had in years. They have these spats almost yearly, but nothing to this extent. What's your thoughts about that landscape?
Well, Bibi Netanyahu came out, I believe it was yesterday, and he says, there's no difference between Hamas and ISIS. I mean, what we have here are Islamic extremists, and they're all over the Middle East. We see Libya falling apart. We had to leave our embassy there. We see what's happening in Syria. We see what's happening in Iraq. And now we have ISIS, that is now calling himself just IS, or the Islamic State, because they actually control about 1/3 of Iraq and probably at least 1/4 of Syria. And so now they actually control towns and land mass, and they believe they've built themselves a caliphate there. And unfortunately, we have a president who wants to blame everybody but his own foreign policy, which is just totally feckless. And then we see him blaming Maliki in Iraq because we couldn't get a forces agreement there, and he blames Maliki for that. When actually, if we wanted to get that done, we could have gotten that done easily. But then he says, "Well, that's an Iraqi problem, or that's a Syrian problem, or that's somebody else's problem." ISIS is a problem of every freedom-loving person in the world, and certainly the United States needs to be taking a leadership role, and we're not. I mean, we actually saw the Prime Minister Cameron in Britain. He came back from his vacation over this beheading. Obviously, it was a British terrorist who had joined ISIS, who was the guy who did this video. And so at least Great Britain is taking it seriously, but again, Obama likes to lead from behind. I don't know if he prefers the view from behind, but he likes to lead from behind.
Oh, boy, I'm not even going to go there. I'll let you go there, but I will not go there. Tell me real quickly then, what about this ongoing saga between Israel and the Gaza issue?
Well, it's not going to get any better. I mean, this has been going on now for decades and decades, and every president has said, "Okay, I'm going to be the one who solves this problem." It's not. That problem is never going to be solved until Hamas and the terrorists are defeated, and the people in the Palestinian territories decide we actually want a state of our own. We're tired of just having the issue. We want to resolve the problem, and that's the problem with so many things we see today.
Yeah,
people don't really want to solve the issue; they just want to solve the problem. They just want to continue to have the issue, and it kind of reminds me of immigration. The president could have solved that in his first 2 years when he had the House and the Senate and the presidency. He was able to ran through Obamacare without a single Republican vote. He would have actually had Republicans go along with it back then. So he didn't care about solving the problem. He just wanted to continue to have the issue. And I see that as the same problem in the Middle East. They don't want to solve this problem. Until Israel is wiped off the map, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thank you so much, my friend. As always, enjoyed having you on. Look forward to being with you over on your program.
And I look forward to having you, Kevin, and thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, you bet. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. Also, check out Kevin Price at HuffingtonPost.com to see my most recent article over there. You're listening to The Price of Business.